Hi guys, it's Nancy. Alright, I already filmed this card panel using pan pastels. If you haven't had a chance, please check out the Blue Knight Rubber Stamps YouTube channel. The owner, Lynn, does some amazing videos, and she just did this beautiful video using the same stamp set using a stencil. So I want to replicate that and see what I can do. So I'm going to use the Sunrise Sunset palette, which you get 7 colors. You don't get the metallics that I have in mine. I'm going to use this Flamingos and Wild Grass stamp set. And then I have, this is a stencil from my stash. And I have the paper taped down and then the stencil over top of it. And this is a piece of Nina Solar White 80 pound. And I'm actually going to move over this. There we go. It's as far as I can move over. I taped everything down before I decided to record it. But I know you guys like to watch. So I actually want to masking paper, little sun. You can see I've done a few times. I just punched that out. And before I do anything, we're going to take a little sponge and do a little light yellow in there. And I think I want it right about here. Okay, now I'm going to put my masking paper right over top of that. Now, I like that Lynn is not afraid to play with her pan pastels. She really likes to layer her colors on to be vibrant, and I'm very timid when it comes to mine. So I'm going to kind of replicate a little bit of what she did. I'm going to stick that down, and I'm going to go pretty heavy on the colors here. So let's see. Let's start with some of that same yellow. And I just have a piece of paper towel on the side here, and I'm just dipping right into my pan pastels. And make sure that's stuck down pretty well. I'm going to go right about here and just kind of zigzag my way up with that. I do a little bit of yellow in the middle here. Okay, now I'm going to go into the orange just a little bit, and same thing, kind of zigzag that in. Normally I'm very neat about my pan pastels, but as soon as I saw Lynn's, I was like, oh, that's pretty. I want to do that. All right, and I'm going to go into the magenta and zigzag some of that in. All right, and just going to bring some more of that yellow in and kind of blend that out. All right, I'm going to leave all of those lines in there like that. I think actually I'm going to add a little bit of red on the top here. Okay. I'm going to bring some of my orange back into the middle. And if it gets too dark, too bright for you, you can use the colorless blender. You can see already without the colorless blender, just me pulling that across kind of softens that color up. But you can go in with the colorless blender and soften those colors up. All right, and then at the bottom, I do think I want to add a little bit of blue. I was trying not to go with the other palette, but I do think I want to add a little bit of blue. So we're going to go in the Day and Night palette. And I'm going to go into a bit darker blue I'm going to start with the turquoise, just the lighter blue, and work my way up, kind of avoiding that yellow that I put in there, because I want that to stay yellow. And then I'm going to go into the ultramarine and just kind of draw my horizon there. All I want to do. Now for this one, I do want to add some shimmer, so I have purchased the separate shimmer. So there's bronze and there's gold. Okay, I'm going to go in with the gold and kind of, again, stripe that into my sunset here. A little bit right here. All right, so I'm pretty much done with my background. Again, if you want to go in with the colorless blender and you can clean that up, you certainly can do that. Personal preference. That's all you do to clean your sponges, is just wipe them off on some paper towel. I'll clean my stencil when we're done here, when we reveal it. All right, so now I just want to do some stamping, and I'm going to remove my mask. Ooh, it does look like the sun is coming down, right? And I only want the small part of the bottom part of the scene there. So put this on my stamping block. I'm just inking up with some VersaFine Clear ink. And you really want to make sure you press this down because you're stamping over the stencil. See how I missed that? All right, now I will fix that in a second. Let me do my flamingos and then I'll show you how I fix that. You know what? I am going to do a single flamingo on this image. So I'm going to go with the one where his leg is up. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right. Okay, so to fix my mistake, I can either take a pen and draw it in. But what I'm actually going to do is use an old-fashioned stamp positioner, which is basically just a piece of plastic and a corner or T-square. And before I do that, I do want to wipe off all of this extra ink, pulling it down. I don't want to smear it into my image. Because that VersaFine Clear ink is a pigment ink, so it will smear if you don't clean that off of there. Okay, so I have that off pretty well without smearing it too much. All right, so what I need to do is line this up into the top corner. So I'm lining it right over the exact top corners of my square there. So it'll line up just like that, okay? And then I just put a little piece of tape on there. Now what I can do is kind of eyeball when I have this in the corner. I'm going to put my stamp down and I'm going to stamp. Now what this is going to do is it's going to re-stamp whatever ink is left onto that transparent plastic. So I may have to re-stamp that because some of the ink is gone. But what I can do is see through the image now and I can line up where I need to go. So I can see this is where it needs to line up. This is the part that I'm missing down here. So I'm going to actually tape that into place right there. Just going to kind of ink up that corner. Actually going to clean off this side of the stamp because I don't need that. I'm going to line this up in the corner because I know that top corner is going to line up with the top corner of my block. I can actually lift this off. And if this doesn't work, then I'll just take a pen and draw it in. There we go. It's a little doubled, but it's fine. Some grasses and reeds, so. You could totally avoid that by just using your Misty. All right, and then you just want to wipe your stamp and your little stamping tool off. Just having a little piece of acetate really helps to line that up. Okay, so once that's done, you can actually reveal everything here. Wow, I normally, like I said, I'm very light-handed with my pan pastel, so this looks great. And my flamingo is the focal point. So then all we need to do is just, if you want to put your sentiment on there, put your sentiment on before you spray it. You want to spray it with a fixative. And there we have pretty easy card. If you have any questions, post them down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can purchase all of these things from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. And again, I will link down below the YouTube page and Facebook page for Blue Knight Rubber Stamps so you can follow along with us. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.